Ready to launch yourself a 10K per month business? Come with me, let me show you the exact roadmap. Now, if I had to build my business from scratch, here is exactly what I will do to build myself a 10K per month business. Now, welcome to part 1 of my 10-part series of how I'll build a 10K per month business. Now, for part 1, we're going to be focusing on building the right business model. This is the foundation of actually building a successful business. What model are you going to be pursuing? And once you're able to get this foundation right, guess what? It's going to save you trial and error in the long run. So come with me and let's get started. Now, when it comes to business models, there are 4 proven 10K per month business models. The very first one is coaching and consulting. This is where you have knowledge and you're able to transform other people by teaching them what you know so that they are able to get results. Now, this is one model that works a lot because you're able to sell high ticket offers to people. You're able to get people results. So for example, let's say you're a project manager, let's say you are highly skilled and you're looking for opportunities to get people results. Coaching and consulting could be your go-to. In my own situation, as someone who loves to teach, consulting is something that I could easily consider because I love to teach people. I'm able to get them results. I'm able to transform their lives, and my clients are able to see results. But I must warn you that if you're choosing the coaching and consulting business model, this is a very time-intensive model because guess what? You're going to be somewhat trading your time for money because you're going to be teaching people, right? And most likely you might want to get started by teaching people one-on-one. So it's going to really take your time. But there is nothing wrong with this model, but I just wanted to warn your head that this is very time intensive when you decide to go with this business model. Now, the next proven business model is selling digital products. Now, digital products could be in form of courses, ebooks, templates, and even membership. Now, this is another business model that works very well because this is one that doesn't really trade your time for money, right? Once you spend the time developing that digital product and you make it available online, people just have to go buy it. So you don't necessarily have to be there to provide that service. You've done all of the work upfront, and now you're just spending time marketing that product and that service to people. And once people buy it, it's always self-paced and a self-service kind of demand. So you're basically earning money while you go to bed. And this is perfect for working professionals because it does not affect your day-to-day work because you spent that time, whether it's evening or during the weekends, to develop that product. And then that product just gets sold anytime, whether it's midnight, whether it's morning, whether it's time. You don't even have to be there while the product gets sold. So this is another business model that could get you 10K per month. Now, another business model is the high ticket service. This is usually freelancing or done for you work. Now, there are situations where you could have an offer where you would have done everything for that client, or you will be doing everything for that client. Now, in this kind of situation, it's really intensive because you are going to be needing your time once again in exchange for the money you're going to be making. But this is a quick, sure way to get to your 10K per month because it's usually high ticket when you're doing things for people. And more often than not, they would have paid you upfront for that service. For example, let's say you love social media and you're very good at managing social media accounts. Guess what? You could get gigs with, other businesses where you can manage their social media accounts and each client pays you, right? However, it's going to take so much of your time and it's something that you're going to do it totally for that client. Now, this model is one of the fastest ways to make money because you have a high skill that people are in need of and people want things done for them. So you're able to charge, higher ticket prices. You're able to do things at your own time, be a bit more flexible, even though it's going to take your time, but at least you can do things at your time. And let's say in the situation where you're managing social media accounts, you can always schedule posts and plan things ahead of time. And the amazing thing is that you don't even need a large audience, right? Once the right people who need your service find you, then, you're ready to go, you're ready to make a move, and you're ready to start making your money. Now, moving on to the fourth business model is content monetization. Now, there's also the opportunity for you to actually monetize what you know by monetizing your content. Now, when it comes to things like YouTube, right? We create content every day, sharing our knowledge, sharing our nuggets. And sometimes people are not even just sharing their knowledge. Sometimes people are sharing their lifestyles. Sometimes people are sharing what they like. Sometimes people are just sharing anything. And once you're able to build your tribe, you're able to earn money from it because you earn money from things like AdSense. If you are, let's say, with Google and Google is paying you, or you're on YouTube, and you even have others who are also monetizing their content on other social media platforms like, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and the likes. So if you're someone who loves to create content, you could share your knowledge in all of those platforms. Now, I must warn you that this model takes time because you're going to need to build yourself a large audience. People are going to need to love you, trust you, follow you. And then after a while, that platform starts to pay. Like, for example, YouTube. In order for YouTube to start paying you, right, you're going to need over 1,000 subscribers. You're going to need over 4,000 watch hours. And you're going to need lots of views. And at the end of the day, you need like hundreds of thousands of views for you to be able to make some meaningful money from YouTube, right? So this model, even though it works, it takes time because you have to build that audience. But I hear, people, I see them every day on YouTube, people that are making 20,000, 30,000 a month on YouTube, but they have paid their dues. Now, this is another business model that you could consider as you start building your skill to start earning you 10K per month. Now, how do you decide which business model is perfect for you? Because this is very important, right? We have our lifestyles, we have our jobs, we have our family, we have our hobbies, we have so many things on our plate that when it comes to building a business, you have to find out which one is right for you, right? And you have to find out, based on your lifestyle and your goals and your dreams, which one do you actually want to pursue? And so going through these four models, they will give you different things at different times. Now, if I were to start my business from scratch, right, I would look at all of these four models, looking at what each of them gives me to decide which one is my right fit. Now, let's get started once again with consulting and coaching. If you need very fast income, if you have something that you can teach, then coaching, freelancing, consulting will be one of the perfect business models for you because you already have something you can teach. And sometimes coaching can bring fast money because once you're able to show someone that you can transform their life, it just takes that one person to reach out to you. So you don't need a zillion people to reach out to you. One person can reach out to you and start paying you. And that's why once you launch your business, and in about 30 days, you can actually get your first paying clients. So coaching, freelancing, consulting is one of the fastest way to actually make money because it doesn't require a large audience. And once you have something to teach, you have a transformation that you can give to the next person. You can start that right away. Now, if you want passive income and you're very limited on your time, right? Then you want to consider things like either content monetization, or you want to consider things like building a digital product because you don't have so much time in your hands, right? So you want to take that time upfront to go build those digital products, or you want to find time within the time that you have to then create your content. So those are some of the business modules that you could decide to choose if you're very limited on your time, or let's say, for example, you just love to create content, or let's say that you want passive income. Now, here are some of the questions that I would ask myself before I decide which business model is suitable for me. Question one, do I want fast income or do I want to build something long term, right? And that's why I said that, deciding whether it's a digital product you want, or kicking off a consulting business, or doing freelancing or content monetization, it matters, right? Because deciding which one to go, right, will tell you how quickly you may be making money. Content monetization, for example, if you're looking for fast money, content monetization is not going to give you that. If you don't have so much time in your hands, right? You can't go ahead and be, doing one-on-one coaching services because you're going to need the time to be able to do that. So you might want to lean towards passive income where you build digital courses, whether you build like, a template, a done for you template that someone can just download, pay, download and reuse. Or let's say that you have like a course, so you're going to pre-record and kind of share that online. Or let's say you have a PDF that you've created that will be useful to the next person. If you have a limited time, then you might want to consider things like that. Now, the second question I'll ask myself is, what skill set do I already have? Now, depending on your skill set, you might want to start a business model around content monetization, or you may want to start a business model around consulting and coaching, or maybe just even freelancing. So you have to check out the skill set that you have and figure out, like, based on my skill set, what can I start with? And I'll give you an example. So when I launched my consulting business, one of the skill sets that I wanted to start with was my knowledge of Agile. So when it came to, Agile, I knew that I needed to teach, right? So for me, I had to kind of figure out, like, okay, what business model do I want to start with? And so consulting was what I started with, because at the time I had zero audience. At the time, I had no experience. I'd never done it before. I didn't know how it was going to work. So it just made sense for me to start with coaching and consulting, because I knew that along the way, once someone saw something valuable in my everyday content, they would reach out to me and I'll start offering one-on-one service to people. But shortly after a while, and after having so many clients and I had limited time because I had a full-time job, I also had to figure out, like, okay, what's my next step? And so I progressed from having my coaching and consulting and having one-on-one coaching, and I progressed into having digital products because I had limited time and all my evenings were taken, my weekends were going, and I was like, you know what? I still need a life of my own, right? And so I progressed into having digital products, where I then launched my coaching course. And in this kind of situation, it was now then me selling one to many. It was no longer one-on-one. So I could use the same time to reach multiple people. Also, still in the space of, creating digital product, I also launched a book that I actually even put on Amazon, also had it on my website, where thousands of people bought. And so that way I was able to reach 1 to 1,000 with the same knowledge, because all people had to do was either go to Amazon or go on my website to grab themselves a copy. And I also had multiple free templates and even one-off templates on my website that I sell depending on what people needed. So digital product is something that is very scalable when you have limited time. It's like the best go-to business model, but I would not advise you starting that way if you don't have an audience already and if you don't have any type of experience. So I naturally progressed from one-on-one coaching into building digital product. And the third question I needed to answer was, how much time do I have, right? And so, like, going back to my example, I knew that I didn't have so much time. So I knew that I quickly had to progress to, building myself a digital product. But even before I built myself a digital product, I was already earning over 10K per month just from my one-on-one coaching, because my one-on-one coaching was also a high ticket offer. So I didn't even need to have so many people. I needed to have less than 10 people actually to even make 10K per month. And so once my 10 slots were filling up quickly every month, I knew that I needed to do something different to then help me scale, because coaching is not easy for you to scale. All your time will be put to use. And if you have a full-time job, you don't have enough time during the week. You don't have enough time during the weekend. And if you don't build the right foundation, you're going to end up even hating the business that you start, because you're not going to have time for yourself anymore. You're not going to have time for your family. And at the end of the day, is it even worth it, right? So we need to build a balanced business for us, and it's possible for you to do it all. Like I say, I have a portfolio of 5 businesses, and in order for you to run 5 successful businesses and still be able to live your life, it takes you understanding the right business model that works for you based on your current lifestyle. So it's important that you check yourself out, check out where you are at this point of your life. I have friends who, some of them just gave birth, and it's not possible for them to have one-on-one coaching. They have to look after their newborn, right? So everyone is in different phases of their life. So you have to understand, where are you right now? Do I have enough time? What kind of money am I looking for? Fast-paced or long-term money? Or even what kind of product am I looking to deliver to people? Do I like the one-on-one? Is it scalable? Do I like digital products? Or do I like freelancing, where I like to do things completely for people, right? Or do I love content and just love to share my knowledge, my nugget, places I've visited, or just things around me? You have to decide what works for you, because at the end of the day, it's you, right? Even if you're building a business, you have to do it. You have to do something that you love, something you care about, and something that actually benefits your lifestyle and can be a complement to your lifestyle. So if I were to be starting all over again, no audience, no experience, this is what I will do. Because I'm a working professional, because I have a skill set, I will start with consulting, one-on-one service, because that gives me the opportunity to actually validate my offer. That gives me the opportunity to be able to get feedback from the clients that I have. That gives me the opportunity to be able to craft my offer in the perfect way that actually answers people's problems. And I'm able to truly transform people, because that was actually what helped me build the perfect course when I moved to digital products, right? Because sometimes you think this is what people need, but after interacting with people, you then begin to understand exactly where those pain points are, and you're able to craft a product that serves just that. And having a one-on-one coaching gives you the opportunity to do that. So I started with one-on-one coaching, and after several months of consistently making over 10K every month, I was like, you know what? It's time for me to move, because I want to earn way more than that. And I can't do that because I have limited time. I have work, I have family, I have other things that I have to commit to. And so I gradually moved into building digital products, where I launched my first course. I launched membership, where every month I had a group of people where every month, every week we would meet in the evening to just kind of chat, share our insight. People will drop their questions. I'll answer their questions. People in the group will answer the question. So I built membership. I had templates on my website for sale. I had my course that was also for sale. And I also had my ebook that was on sale. So even within the digital product platform, I was using the 4 possible ways and having 4 streams of income just within the digital product business model. So any business model is possible, but you have to decide what works for you. Now that you know the best business model, the next step will be for you to pick a skill that is monetizable. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in part 2. I'll be sharing the tips and the tricks in terms of how to pick that right skill that will work just right for you. So if you are not yet convinced, if you're unsure, how to pick that particular skill, what skill set will bring you the most money, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because I'm going to be sharing the tea with you in part 2. Remember, I said this is a 10-part series, so we still have a long way to go together. Now, I know that even though I've spent time sharing the 4 proven business models, you might still be overwhelmed in terms of how do I decide that perfect business model given my situation, and you need help. Reach out to me. I am your coach. I can help you. Remember, being your coach means that I am picking a particular business model to work with you. So even as I'm sharing with you, you should learn from my way of working to know, okay, what business model is she going with? What is she doing at this point in time? And what is she trying to achieve at this point in time? Because working with you as your one-on-one coach means that the business model that I've chosen is consulting and coaching. All right. So if you need help, reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you pick your own business model that suits your lifestyle. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.